you can do off of your whiteboard that you have. So as I'm doing them, you should also be doing them on your whiteboard. So it says write an equation for the line. So we're going to practice the same thing, only this time they did not give us the point. They're giving us a set of coordinates. So when we work off of these, we will always start with the coordinate set first, because that's going to be our starting point to go from with our slope. So I have 2, 0. So just a reminder, when you work coordinates, it's always over and then up or down. Okay, so I'm going to go over to 2 on my X line, and then I'm not going to go up or down any. So there's my point. And now from that point, I follow this slope. So it's a whole number, which means it's always over 1. So I'm going to go up 1 and to the right 1 because it's positive, up 1 to the right 1. Now I could take a straight edge out and go ahead and draw through that, but I can tell just from looking at this that my line should go down like that. So I'm going to go ahead and continue from this original point and work reverse. So I'm going to go down 1 and to the left 1, down 1 to the left 1. And I can see now that it crosses at -2. Okay, so I've got y equals our slope already stated right there, 1 with an x, and then it crossed at -2, so it would be -2. So that would be our y-intercept equation for this example. Okay, so let's go ahead and try another one. I'm going to enlarge this graph as much as I can. Okay, so now we've got m is 3/4, and our point is 4, 8. So remember, we guys have to start with this coordinate set. That's our starting point. So I'm going to go over to +4 on the x line and then up to +8 and put my dot. And now I follow the slope of 3/4, or 3/4. So I should go up 3, 1, 2, 3, which is going to put me off the graph. And then over 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be somewhere in there, but because my graph isn't big enough, I know your graphs should be big enough if you're using your larger graph. I'm going to go ahead and from this original point that I have right here, I'm going to work it backwards. So instead of going up, I'm going to go down and to the left. So I'm going to work this whole slope backwards. So I'm going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and to the left 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which puts me right here. Okay, so now I can write my y-intercept equation. Y equals, our slope is already stated, 3/4 x, and then where it crosses the y line was at +5, so +5. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and try this next one on your own, and then pause your video and then check back on what the answer should be. Okay, so your coordinate set is -1, -4. So remember, start here. So go ahead and pause your video and work through this, graphing this line and writing the y-intercept equation. You should have gotten y equals -2x minus 6. Okay, if you didn't have that, double check. Did you make sure that you did down 2 and to the right 1? Did you graph your first coordinate correctly? So those are a couple spots where if you didn't get this answer that you could have made a simple mistake. Okay, so let's try one more. Okay, once again, make sure that you're starting with your coordinate set. So go ahead and pause your video, work through this one, and write out your y-intercept equation, and then restart the video to check your answer. So you should have gotten y equals -1/2 x plus 4. Another way to kind of check yourself on your lines, if you're just choosing to do your dots instead of drawing your lines, or to check, am I doing my slope part correctly, is remember back when we first started learning slope that if it's going down from left to right, that's a negative slope. And yep, we were right. It may not be the exact right numbers, but at least we should be able to see, yes, I'm doing a negative slope, or whoops, I accidentally did a positive slope. So make sure that you're kind of double checking yourself on those.